the next speaker is a very energetic man, John CRUIKSHANK from RPV. He's the mayor pro tem. He's got a mile-long resume. He's been over 2 terms on the RPV City Council, and he's now mayor pro tem. He's a registered civil engineer. I think he does structural engineering, USC grad. He has been on multiple boards for private industry, business advocacy, county, regional government boards. Sit down, it's going to take a while, John. And he was voted Alumni of the Year for USC. Now he's running for LA County Supervisor in the 4th District against Janice Hahn. Give it up for John.
Thank you for that introduction. I appreciated that. So as mentioned, I'm currently on the Rancho Palos Verdes City Council, and I'm finishing up my term right now as the chair of the South Bay City Council of Government. And the reason I bring this up to this group because I actually grew up in the city of El Segundo, and I migrated south, and I find that the whole South Bay is a group of cities, 16 cities that work together on problems. And so that's why I'm here to support Josie and her team, because, of course, as Steve will tell you as well, all 4 of the peninsula cities always work together, but we also work together with the entire South Bay. So Torrance is a part of that network of council members and people that care about the community and want to make sure that problems that are regional problems are addressed properly. And that all starts with this local control that was talked about. So in the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, of course, if there's a big project that happens in the city of Torrance, it's going to affect the residents that live on the hill because we come and do business in the city of Torrance. We don't have the same type of businesses that you have. You have obviously many more restaurants, many more stores. We, of course, have Terranea, so any of you want to celebrate something nice, we always welcome you to Terranea. But for us, though, we do rely on Torrance as one of those cities. And so in our city, though, we've found ways for us to address the RENA that was mentioned, Mike mentioned, the regional housing needs. Now, we don't have 5,000, but for us, it's 650 units, which is a pretty substantial number. We have 42,000 residents. And then if you kind of look at the map or go on Google Maps and look at Rancho Palos Verdes, you're going to see a bunch of green open space, right? And so if you're up in Sacramento, you probably look at that and say, wow, what a great location for a bunch of condominiums and big houses to go in. And unfortunately, we just don't have the topography. We have the biggest landslide in North America. And so we have some issues on our hill that we have to address. And so for us, we even the 650 unit number is huge for us. And so the way we're going to address that is more or less, we have big homes with a lot of elderly people. About 25% of our population are senior citizens. And these are people that are living in fairly good-sized homes. Of course, they have junior ADUs where someone can live in your home. And we would, of course, support people that have healthcare workers or people that take care of their landscaping or other things, maybe to possibly live up there, and then we get credit for that as a housing unit. We also, I don't know if some of you knew this, but in our city, we actually have, some of the houses are senior housing projects. So you'll knock on the door and you'll think, it's just a family living in there. Well, there could be 6 or 8 seniors living inside of one of these homes with a nurse. And so as of right now, we can have several of those, and we do have several of those in our city, but we don't get credit for those as individual housing units, even though you've taken 8 people that were in individual houses and you moved them into one home. That should count as 8 units. So we invited the Housing Authority to come down from Sacramento while we're being asked to redo our housing element for this latest cycle of housing units required. And we told them to come tour our city. And they drove all around the peninsula, and they were able to see that that open space that you see on the Google map that just looks like nice green open space is actually protecting our wildlife. They're for our trails, and they're just for the goodness of everything. I mean, it's just great having open space, right? And the reason that Rancho Palos Verdes was created 50 years ago, and that we're celebrating our 50-year anniversary this year, was that they started to build large apartment buildings right on the coast. And so a number of smart residents that were living in the unincorporated area said, we got to stop that. And so they actually developed the Save Our Coastline, Save Our City, and they formed our city. And that went through a lot of work, but sometimes these things that are big problems, they require a lot of work of us. You know, they didn't just sit back and wait for someone else to do it. And so when I come and see a crowd like this, I get energized because I realize every one of you here care about your community, and you want to make sure that everything that you've worked so hard to get isn't destroyed by Sacramento that thinks everything's a one-size-fits-all. We have a senator who's from San Francisco, Senator Wiener. He's actually from the East Coast. If you think San Francisco is a good place, and we would all go live in San Francisco, but we don't live there. We don't want to live in San Francisco. And we don't want San Francisco brought down to us, right? So I think what Josie's doing and all of you being here, I think you need to stay engaged in these issues. I'll tell you right now, the council members that are here, the entire Rancho Palos Verdes City Council, we all care about local control. It's not a party politics thing. It's all about the fact that people have worked hard for their homes and their communities, and we've spent, and our city is the newest on the Hill. We're only 50 years old. Torrance is obviously much older. The other cities on the Hill are much older. And it's taken decades to build what we have here, and so we want to continue to keep what we have, the serenity we have, the traffic, and actually traffic keeps getting worse. And so once again, another regional issue. So you have big projects like this, and you have traffic consultants that work for the developer that say, hey, there's no problem, don't worry about it. Well, we can see what happens when we take our eye off the ball. Josie wanted me to mention a few other things. In our city, and I know wildfires are a big safety concern, certainly on the peninsula they are, and we always work with the other 3 cities because we're all considered part of this very high fire severity zone. A couple issues. A lot of the insurance companies are not doing new policies. You probably saw that, State Farm, Allstate. They're no longer doing any new policies for fire insurance. People that have existing fire insurance have difficulty getting it again, and if you do get it, it's going to be really expensive. And you have a lot of seniors going back to that who are on a fixed income. They can't afford these increased prices. So what happens is, not only is the price go up, but a number of the people that are actually ending up homeless, the largest, fastest growing population of homeless are actually seniors, which really scares me a lot. And you think about that. We have to protect our communities here. And so what we've done in the city of Rancho Palos, we don't sit and wait around. We asked Edison, hey, can you come put those nice cameras that you put up in the Hollywood Hills? And they said no. So we realized we were on our own with Edison. And so we decided, am I out of time? Okay. Okay, 2 quick things. Okay, so first of all, we're putting up our artificial intelligent cameras up on the hill to pick up fires before they get out of control. So it automatically contacts the fire department and tells them. So just to let you know, we're being proactive on the hill. And because I only have a minute and a half, and one of the main reasons I'm here, of course, is because I am running for Los Angeles County Supervisor. I've run my own business for 27 years, and I've been an elected official. And I decided after the pandemic that I thought, wow, we could do things better in LA County. People are moving out of LA County right now, and the reason is because the big issues aren't being addressed. Homelessness, public safety are really the big ones. And so if you're so willing, if you can check out my literature, my shameless literature, it's in the back, you can come see me. And I am all for local control, and I'm all for supporting the South Bay and our locale here. So thank you all, everyone.